Tried so many nights and so many. Tried so many times to figure out why I feel so lost in what is my true love so real. Just me from around and I will tell. Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome to the Courageous Believer broadcast. I am Wanza Leftwich, and hey India, good to see you. On this broadcast, we talk about faith and business, and I'm going to share, and hopefully Facebook or YouTube won't cut me off, but I am playing Love Is by Ariel Antoine. If you haven't downloaded it, download it. It's a beautiful song. So, hey, everybody, how are you? Hey, India, once again, good to see you. I am Wanza Leftwich, and if this is your first time joining me on the broadcast, welcome. We come to you usually Monday through Friday. Sometimes we skip a Wednesday, but usually we come to you a little bit in the late night hour to talk about faith in business, and we help you use your God-given talents, gifts, and abilities to increase your income, eradicate your debt, and fulfill your God-given assignment. So I'm excited to be with you tonight or this morning or whatever time of day that you're watching, right? Happy to be with you. Hey, Tim, how are you? I don't plan on holding you guys long. I sound like church, right? Not gonna hold you long. My tooth has like this air in it. So, but I want to get right to it. I know it's like Friday into Sunday. Nah, you must be sleepy, Wanza. Friday into Saturday. And so let's pray. Father, we thank you for this time. We thank you for those who are on live and who will watch the replay. Father, I ask that you would give us clarity, that you would give us spiritual downloads from you about our business and how we should operate and what we should do next, the strategies that we should take. Father, be with us on this broadcast. And we thank you as always for leading, guiding, and directing our minds, our thoughts. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Tiff Tiff, thank you for sharing, Kayla. I always see Kayla share, but then I don't ever see her like on the broadcast itself. So let me make sure it's shared to my regular page. So, okay, great. It did share to my regular page. That's great. So I also want to share. Share to another page, and then I want to get started. So, y'all, I am super excited because in the last 2 days, it's only the second day of the month, right? Well, technically now it's the third day of the month, but I met my sales goal for the week. And so for some of you who do not know, I have partnered with a beauty company and they have excellent skincare. What really attracted me to it was the skincare because I had like some skin issues. I had a skin tag that was over here, some adult acne, things like that. I never really had like clear skin growing up or even 20s, 30s. I'm in my 40s now. And so I'm like, I really want good skin, but I don't know what to do or whatever. And so I was introduced to this skincare and it is fabulous. Like I really, really like it. I really like it. And so I joined a few weeks ago, and so, but this yesterday and today was I actually met the goal for the week. So we set a goal for the week for ourselves, and I met it in 2 days, like a day and a half. And so I was super excited about that. So I want to talk about that, just to encourage you, because yesterday and all this week we've been talking about value and your skills. And yesterday we touched on how the two fastest ways to make money, right, is to either create and sell your own product, or partner with another company and sell their product. So it's around holiday time now, and you want to really get your plan together in terms of, how am I going to make money? How am I going to increase my talents, skills, and abilities? Y'all know me, right? I'm the person that we write the books and we build the businesses. And so I'm all for creating your own products. If you're creating a course, if you're creating an ebook, a paperback book, whatever you're doing that comes from you, to multiply what you already have, right? And so I'm also for e-commerce, whether you're selling your own products or whether you're selling other people's products. Whichever way, last night we talked about the vehicle that gets you to where you need to be. That's what you need to do. There's no shame in it. There's no fussing in it. There's no, oh, you doing that again. The first time you did it, it didn't work. It's none of that over here on this broadcast, because I've learned that first of all, we mature as we grow older. Well, we should. We mature as we grow older. Sometimes if we fail at a thing or think we failed at a thing, the next time we do it, we get better at it, because we know the ins and outs of the thing. So we know what pitfalls to watch out for. We have more of a more wisdom when approaching the thing, that type of thing. We have more experience. So which vehicle will you choose? And so I have chosen, I do create my own products. I create my own ebooks. Now I'm into creating courses, because I am of the persuasion that digital is the way to go in terms of the best ways to make money right now is to offer digital products or physical products, in terms of something that people want, right? Something that's reusable. So for instance, I have this lip gloss that's in my hand. Women, we like lip gloss, we like lipstick, and it's what do they call it? A consumable? Not just a consumable, but it's one of those products that people use over and over. So if I like this lip gloss, right? Or if I buy something from Miss Fancy Queen's cosmetic line, Tiffany, Tiffany Frank, that's over here. If I buy one of her lipsticks and I run out, I'm going to buy it again, right? And so it's one of those type of things where the most money right now is being made in those things that are usable. There's a word. I don't think the word is consumable. Maybe it is consumable. Things that we use and need to replenish all the time, like toothpaste, lip gloss, foundation, eyeliner, mascara, things that are also pleasurable, but people need it again when they run out, right? And it can run out kind of quickly, because if I use this lip gloss every day, I'm going to need a new lip gloss in about a month or so. So those are the type of products that really sell quickly. And informational products, digital products that I can sit, download, buy it from you, download it, get the answer that I need to my problem. So those are the two fastest ways to make money, right? And so what I learned when I did within these 2 days, hitting the weekly goal in sales, I simply want to share with you what I did. Can I share with y'all what I did? It's so funny because this just came to my mind too. My dad actually preached this at our church for Men's Day. He preached, his subject was follow the instructions. That's what he preached. And I didn't plan to like bring that out, but that's exactly what I had planned to say. But I just put that two together. He preached follow the instructions, right? And so what I did in these last 2 days to meet a weekly goal in 2 days, to make more sales in 2 days than I made all last month, was I followed my coach's instructions. I followed the blueprint that was laid out for me. I followed what was successful, and I did exactly what the person who had the success, I mimicked her success. I mimicked her, no, let me put it this way. I mimicked her process, and then I ended up with the same success. Does that make sense? I mimicked her process. Like I literally did what she did. If she posted, I posted. If she put something in her stories, I put something in my stories. If she did a diagram, I did a diagram, right? It wasn't as cute as hers, but I did it. I did exactly what she said. Why? Because I was like, you know what? I have nothing to lose. And I know that fast action beats procrastination any day. And people have to know what you have to offer. You can't be ashamed and or shy and fearful. Thank you, Tiffany. Tiffany said it makes sense. You can't be shy when you're trying to sell your products. You can't be shy when you're trying to sell your ebooks and you can be like, well, once nobody bought my book. Okay, well, how many times did you post about it? Oh, I posted about it. Yeah, I posted about it yesterday. Yesterday, like, but it's a new day, right? It's like when you watch commercials. If McDonald's showed you a commercial yesterday, they still gonna show you the same commercial today, right? And so I followed her instructions, like yes, India, and it was almost like blind instructions, right? So I was just like, I'm gonna do what she said. She did a video, she broke down how to reach your different ranks, how to make the sales. And I said, you know what? I didn't even think about it too long. I just started doing, even while she was on the video, explaining like what to do or the process to get where you want to go. I just started doing. I said, you know what? I'm gonna just put it out there. I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna put it out there. And I'm telling you, it was just like boom, boom, boom. I said, okay, all right. Follow the instructions. Right. Consistency is come on here. Come on and preach, Tiff. Come on and preach. Consistency is currency when you follow the instructions. And you know what it taught me, what I really love, right? So I'm some of you guys coaches, right? I'm coach. I sound Italian. Use guys coaches. Not Italian, just from Brooklyn. Um, so I know when I work with you guys or when I work with my customers or clients, I just want them to follow the instructions, right? So when you write in the ebook, so my new course, I'm gonna put it up here, is how to write and publish an ebook with using free tools. All you have to do, literally, like I'll walk you through it. All you have to do is follow the instructions. And that's really what I think that's what I gravitated to the most when my mentor was saying, this is how you break this down. This is how you break down the sales. This is how you meet this rank. This is how it was so crystal clear that I was able to get off one video with her and implement. And so that was my goal in this how to write and publish your ebook. So now those of you who are in the Books, Beauty, and Biz membership, it's already in your back office. You already have access to it. You don't have to pay for it. So that's part of your membership privileges. So, but my whole goal when I created that course was for somebody to sit down, listen to what I'm saying, view what I'm saying, and actually go through the steps in the process and come out with the outcome that I had. And so I realized that it was reinforced even more when I did this in the last 2 days, when I followed what my mentor said. This is what you do, Wanza. This is how you do it. And you just get it done. Like in my head, it's like, you just do this and don't worry about it. You just do what you need to do, follow the instructions, and then the outcome will come with it because you're following the process. It's like when you're baking a cake, you know you need the flour, or if you're making it from scratch, you need the flour, you need the butter, you need the milk, maybe some vanilla extract or whatever. But if you start saying, okay, well, I put the vanilla extract in it, but maybe I put a little mustard. That cake ain't called for no mustard. Why you putting mustard? Oh, because my grandmama used to put mustard in it. But did grandma make $1 million in a year selling her cake recipe? No? Okay. Well, I need you to put the vanilla extract and not the mustard. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we get to the point where it's like, oh, well, maybe this is not necessary, or I'm going to do it my way. But if you have not achieved the results that you want, you have to go by what someone is telling you. You have to follow those instructions. So now y'all know I'm sold, right? Like, I'm sold. I'm like, come on, let's get it. What's the next one? We did this and to that. All right. Who wants some cleanser? Who wants a lip gloss? Because the process works. And that's how you will do in your business when you realize, like, okay, so I'm posting, I'm being consistent, I'm doing what Coach said, I'm doing what Wanza said. I can write an ebook. I can write an ebook in a weekend and make sales. Like Joyce Hope, one of my clients, she wrote something. She woke up. God gave her something on a Sunday, and by Wednesday she was making sales. That is something that she can always make sales from. Do y'all understand that? When you have a product, and I think that's one of the reasons why the enemy tries to stop the saints of God from progressing and creating and selling. Because once you create something, it is yours forever. Not only is it yours, but you can give it to your children. Like the courses that I made, Symphony could sell them. Of course, by then maybe, technology will probably be a little different, but the concept is the same. If I write a book about marriage or about believing God and faith and infertility, those principles still stand. And my daughter can sell the book. Not only that, her kids can sell the book until the day of Jesus comes. Right? There's some books that have been on sale, like the Bible. It's still like the #1 sold book in the world. You have the Bible, you have books by Napoleon Hill that are years and decades old, but people are still buying them like the person just put it out last month. Why? Because the information is still valuable. So when you think on those terms, you have to realize that building this business, building your income and your wealth is more than just for you. It's more than just, now it is for you. Now, don't get me wrong. I will tell you quick. It's people like, oh, I'm doing it for my kids. No. Don't do it for your kids. I get it. Because part of it, yes. But do it for you first so you can achieve your goal, your dream, the purpose that God gave you, so that you can multiply what God gave you, and then they will be more apt to follow you and do what God said for them in their own lives, because they have their own purpose. God gave them their own dreams. So you need not sacrifice your dreams or sacrifice your purpose for their purpose, because y'all have two different purposes. You understand what I mean? And I get it. It sounds noble. Oh, I sacrificed for my kids. I didn't go back to school. I didn't do this and I didn't do that. And I get it. It's a season. It's a time. It's a place for everything. But at the end of the day, it's still your responsibility to use your purpose, multiply your gifts and talents, and give God something back more than what he gave you. So some of the sacrificing that we've been doing, hey, Tracy, you literally came across my mind, literally just now, and then I just saw your name. So some of the sacrificing that we've been doing is, I get it. Like, don't regret anything that you already did, but think of it in another mindset. The next time you go to sacrifice your thing for somebody else's thing, make sure it's a God thing. If that makes sense. Make sure it's God's will for you to do that at that time, instead of you giving up everything that you supposed to be doing, because God is still going to look at you. He's still going to say, thou wicked and slothful servant. And you're going to try to figure out, like, what you mean? I sacrificed for this and I sacrificed for that, and Boo Boo and them, and I didn't go to college and I didn't go on the mission field because Boo Boo had a baby, and then Boo Boo brother-in-law had this, and God gonna look like Boo Boo and his brother-in-law got their own gifts and talents that they need to multiply. What are you doing with yours? What are you doing with yours? Right, absolutely. Make sure it's God's will. Make sure it's God's will for you to do that sacrifice. Make sure it's God's will for you to put off this for that. Right? So, like the man said, hear what I'm saying, not what I'm not saying. I love that statement. Hear what I'm saying, not what I'm not saying. I'm not saying don't sacrifice. I'm not saying don't help people. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that you have to make sure that it's in God's will, because a lot of times we just negate our own lives and our own purposes to help someone else. And that's not God's will. Because why would he give you a purpose? Why would he give you all these dreams and not help, and not for one, not give you time and resources to fulfill them, or all your time and resource go to the next person? That's not, it doesn't make sense. And I know it made sense back in the day, but it doesn't make sense. It's good. It sounds good. But the truth is, if you help yourself and you do God's purpose for your life and God's will for your life, you'll be better able to help everybody who comes into your life. You'll be better able to sustain. Like some people say, I worked 2 jobs because I had to provide for my household. I get it. But the truth is, if you worked that one job and then worked your business, after a while, that business would overtake the first job and you wouldn't have to work 2 jobs and your family would be better off because you decided to run the business. Get it? I mean, it may be a little, the sacrifice may come where you may not have everything you want during that transition time. But if you take the time and you focus and do that transition on purpose, right? Do that transition on purpose. How did I even get in here? But anyway, do that transition on purpose with full intention of the fact that I'm starting this business. It's eventually going to take over my full income. And then my full income is eventually going to double because of the business, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Instead of, taking the time to do that 1 or 2 years, instead of working 2 jobs, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, the whole time Boo Boo been in elementary school, so you could provide. Cut back on the cable, cut back on the phone bill, get a flip phone. No, don't get a flip phone. I'm not with that ministry. But you know what I'm saying. You ain't got to eat out every night. Make a sandwich at home. Get you a good ring light. Make you some videos. Sell them. Do what you got to do. It's a little easier now to make money. But anywho, follow the instructions. Oprah, when you sneak in here, how you doing? You have any questions? Any questions? I got an early day tomorrow. And so I'm not gonna be on here long, but I just wanted to share. I wanted to share that I was able to do that. We meet my weekly sale goal in 2 days because I followed the instructions. Literally followed my coach's instructions. Any questions? Because I'm about to open my box. I got mail. I got mail today. Tracy says we also get caught up with what you make happen for someone else, God will make happen for you. Then you put yourself on the back burner. Absolutely. And I think and so that's Ephesians 6:8. And so that scripture is very, very real. I think what happens, Tracy, for people like, let me talk about me because I don't want to put nobody else online. For people like me, how can I say this? That's right? What you make happen for someone, God will make happen for you. That is totally right, totally biblical. However, we get stuck on making it happen for someone and not making it happen for yourself at all. Does that make sense? Like we get stuck on, you can get stuck on making it happen for everybody, and that can become your lifestyle instead of a season in your life or a particular project in your life. So say this. So like if Tracy's getting a house and I give Tracy $1,000 to go towards her down payment, I'm making it happen for her, right? What you make happen for someone else, God will make happen for you. I got it. Or then I take another 1,000 and I put it on Tiffany's new car. And then I take another 1,000 and I give it to Oprah. And then I take another 1,000 and I give it to here. And I give it to there. And I give it to everywhere. And then if I'm giving all these thousands out, or if I'm giving all these 2 hours of volunteer time or 5 hours of helping Boo Boo over here, and I really never have anything for my family and for myself, it's not a balanced way of thinking. And I use that word balance very loosely because balance is subjective, but it's not, you have turned it into a lifestyle of sacrifice and no harvest. If you have turned yourself into a martyr, that's not what that means. You know what I'm saying? That's not what that means. It doesn't mean, it means you can, right? It doesn't mean that you can't help. But at the same token, you need to have things in. It's like this: if I pay your light bill and never pay mine, my light's gonna go off. But and then you're gonna say, well, I helped her with her bill, so God gonna help me with mine. Nah, you had $100. Help her with 25, pay 75 on yours. You know what I'm saying? It's like a all or nothing, and that's how my mindset used to be. Like a really like I'm gonna do all of this for you, and then I'm not gonna do anything for me, and God gonna take care of me. But that was not faith thinking nor principle thinking. Now I could help you with all this, but at the same token, if I spend 12 hours with you and your family, just know when you get home, you need to spend some time with your family as well. You still got to do both. It's not like, I hope I'm explaining it. I'm trying to explain it. Right. You do need to change the season, India. Right. When will you ever do for yourself? When will you ever put God's purpose for your life as priority? Now I get it. There are some times where, maybe you can't do per se what you need to do, but it's so. Listen, this is what I learned. I'm trying to explain it without being like offensive or without saying something that can be misinterpreted, because y'all, for the most part, y'all know me, right? Whoever's on here, and those of you who don't know me and you're watching it for the first time, people could tell you, I'm very faithful. I will go to the ends of the world, right? But what happened was, in the process of me going to the ends of the world for everybody else, I was not true to the purpose that God gave me. Right? You can go to the ends of the world for everybody else, but just know you need at least 1 hour in the day to take care of what God told you to take care of for you, because you're still responsible. That's the thing. That's the thing that I learned. You're still when I looked at my journals from maybe 2013 to 2020, they say the same thing. Like, and it's so disturbing. It's good, and then it's disturbing at the same time, because I'm like, and then I could hear my plans for you are good and not evil, to give you an expected end. But I also hear my plans for you have not changed. My purpose for you has not changed. My purpose didn't change because you decided to do X, Y, and Z, or you decided to put this on hold because you needed to help someone else. That's fine, but my purpose for you is still here. My purpose for you is still here. And so at some point, you have to pick up the purpose that God gave you and run with it while you are helping someone else. Jabez said, bless me indeed, enlarge my territory and my coast. Let your hand be upon me, and let no evil harm me and grieve me. Why? Because he knew, if I'm not blessed, I can't help. You understand what I'm saying? I can't help you the way you really need me to help you if I'm not blessed. Now, I could stay up with you all night. I can go and paint your house. I can drive you down south or get you a plane ticket to California. We could do X, Y, and Z. But if I'm not fulfilling the purpose that God gave me for my life, then that's not, I'm still out of order. I don't know how else to, I know when I got that revelation, I was like, okay, so how am I going to do both, God? How am I going to be faithful? But God will show you. That's why a lot of people talk about boundaries and this and that. But you got to talk about it in a way from the people who have sacrificed, like literally what they would consider their entire life for someone else's agenda, for someone else's purpose, spiritually or naturally, right? Not knocking anybody or anything. You have to be able to explain to the person, this is good, but you still have the responsibility for your purpose as well. Does that make sense? Hey, Tracy. Hey, Tracy Lee. Does that make sense? Because the truth is, I can help. I'll give you another example. I help you guys write books, right? I help you build your business. But at the same token, I have books in here that God is like, I need you to write. Like, I have outlines of books in my head. So am I supposed to go bury what I have in the sand? Am I supposed to deny this another year because I'm helping Tracy write her book? No. I'm going to help Tracy write her book, but then I'm going to designate time for the purpose that God gave me as well. Even though I'm helping you and I'm building a business to help other people write books and build businesses, I still have personal things that I need to meet. Anybody have any questions? My parents, they have all night prayer tonight. I could hear my mom praying. It's like if somebody's running the church, right? And so we know my church, our bishop is thank you, Trace. um it's like a church. You have a church, our bishop, he has a church, Full Effect Gospel Ministries, he's running his church, but he also helps other churches. But that doesn't mean he closes his doors on a Sunday to go help another church unless instructed by God, right? He might go before his service to go over there, or he might send an elder or pastor to go over there, or if he does go himself, home is already taken care of. Do y'all see the difference? You're doing for others. You're meeting others' needs while you are maintaining what God gave you or implementing what God gave you. Right. Right. And the thing about it is like Tracy says, I've sacrificed for many people and not myself. And the thing about it, like, it's almost like you have to rewire your brain, Trace. Like, I know I did. I had to literally rewire my brain. Like, it's okay, Wanza, if you don't do that. It's okay, Wanza. Do that. Do some of that over there, but go take care of you. It's okay, Wanza, if you actually get what you really wanted in the store before you got for somebody. It's okay. It's okay. I'm being real. I'm being real because the principles of God work, and you cannot have a screwed view of it. That's the only word I could really think in my head. Like a screwed up view of it, a mixed up view, a warped interpretation of it. And then you wonder why I'm sacrificing, I'm faithful, I give my all, I'm always there for my family, I'm always doing this and I'm always doing that. But it's like, but if you would always do for yourself first, or meet the commitment that God asked you to meet, and then meet others, you will see that your life will dramatically change. You will see that when you start walking in your purpose and your business and writing your books, you can help other people more easily. Does that make sense? Like, you can help people more easily when you are actually walking in your purpose, when you're actually running your business. Tanisha, I'm about to say Tanisha, hey. She says, yes, my question is regarding timing. What if helping others is flourishing right now and you don't want to rush what you feel like you're working on? Does that make sense? So you're helping someone else achieve while, can I put it this way? If it's not too churchy, you don't feel like it's time for you to work on what you're working on? Is that what you mean? Because I've been there too, where you can see that it's someone's time. So you put your energy, your effort into building them, right? Or to building their project in whatever it is. And I would say it this way: you can do that, but in the background, you still need to build. It's like, here we go. Thank you, Holy Ghost. It's like David. David came, he was anointed. He was already working out in the field, right? He came in, Samuel anointed him. He anointed him, but then David went back in the field. So David had the anointing. He knew he was going to have the position. He knew that eventually he was going to be in a state of where he would rule. But right now he still had to work in the field for his father. So there are times, and so that's why I was saying, like, I'm not saying not help people. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that you still have a responsibility to build what God gave you. So if someone else is like in the forefront, like even in church, you have like primary leadership and secondary leadership. So you may have like the bishop and the campus pastors. Those are like, the bishop is like primary leadership, and then you have elders and things like that that are secondary leadership. So now secondary leadership does not go over the bishop, right? However, you're not going to be the bishop, quote unquote. You're not going to be like in that limelight of the bishop. Of course, you're going to help that the vision of the house and of the church that you're planted in, the vision of the bishop or whoever that you are under, right? You're going to do that, but at the same token, so you're giving to that, you're moving in that, you're probably sacrificing your time, sacrificing your money to sow seeds, sacrificing even the way you may think, because you're learning a new method of operating. But at the same token, you still have the responsibility to build you, because although you may not be primary over here, you're primary over here, right? So you may not be the focus at church or at work, but in your home and in your body and in yours, you're the focus. You still have a responsibility to grow the relationship with God, you and God. So I may not be, this may not be my, like, for instance, this may not be, how can I say, I'm just really trying to use examples to where it's coming off clear. Y'all let me know if this is coming off clear. So Tracy Lee says, yes, that's right. You can be more helpful to others, taking care of yourself first. Exactly. Yes, you can. Absolutely. Okay, cool. And even if you don't know if it's time, if you keep building in the background, like David was anointed and it wasn't time for him. It wasn't time for him, because he had been like, yo, the prophet anointed me. I'm going to get my seat as king. But it wasn't time for him to take the reins to be king. He still had to go back out in the field and work. He still had to win battles. He still had to do X, Y, and Z. And sometimes we may even feel like that, like, I know I'm anointed for this, or I know I can do this, and I know I can do that. I don't know why my business is not flourishing, or I don't know why this is not happening. But that doesn't mean you stop. That doesn't mean you stop working on your purpose. That doesn't mean you stop communicating with God about what you should do, how you should do it, et cetera, et cetera. That doesn't mean you should stop. Even like with Joseph, we were talking about Joseph this past couple of days as well. Joseph still had his gifts, talents, and abilities. He was still able to interpret dreams, right? But he wasn't in a position where he was ruling. He was always the assistant to someone else. He was always making someone else look good. He was always running someone else's agenda, right? But that did not take away from who he was himself. And I think that's where, like, I'm learning, even especially like these last couple of months, when I just look at things, I'm learning that the enemy, the devil, perverts things. He uses the word against the believer to hold the believer in a state of procrastination, to hold a believer to be stuck in a season, because we'll say, oh, it's my due season. Even a year, there's 5 seasons. There's summer, winter, spring, and fall, and due. Because the Bible says due, your due season. But we use it, if you be truthful, we use these, what's the word, colloquialisms, and we use these phrases to mask our unbelief. Instead of, and it's not on purpose, because some of it is culturally indoctrinated. I got my own words. Oh, God, I got my own words for this stuff. I'm telling you. I said one day I'm gonna write a book about this stuff. And I have a title for it, but I don't like the name. But it's just like, it's almost like I'll say it. It's like the mediocre Christian. It's not a nice word, but that's the only way that I can really express it and break it down, because we don't rise to the spirit of excellence and really walk in faith, right? Really walk in the principle. We stay below the bar. We stay here just enough Jesus, just enough faith to kind of like get by, but then our life shows the results. Right? So it looks like this. You're faithful, you're tithing, you're giving, but you never really have what you really believe in God for. Because It's not that God is faulty or his teachings are faulty. It's something that we're not interpreting the right way. It's something that's not that hasn't been revealed to us the right way, or something that we're not doing the right way in order to have the outcome that God has promised. Y'all making me talk tonight. y'all inside my head tonight. So Tracy said, I sacrificed my daughter as a little girl from sleeping in her own bed Monday through Friday, take her to my sister's house and babysit her child because she felt it was too much for her to bring her child to my home because she worked at night. And I did it for months, not realizing my daughter was missing out while I was helping. Boom. Boom. So you were doing a good thing for your sister, right? You were benefiting your sister and her child, but you sacrificed your child for it. And at the time, it was probably like, this is what I need to do because my sister has to work and it's easier for me to bring cola over there and blah, 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 blah. And I get it. And we have all done that. We have all done it. We have all done something like that where you look back and it's like, why did I do that? Because it was, y'all see this cat? Get down, Bella. So we have all done things like that. And I'm not saying that that was bad, right? I'm not saying that that was bad, because when we know better, we do better. But at the time, that makes sense. Why did that make sense? Because that's my sister. She works at night and her daughter's in the bed, and I could just go over there, right? Because we are those type of people. So I'm talking to those type of people who have similar traits like Tracy and I. Those type of people that'll do things like that because that's just, it seems right to do. But this is my challenge to you, Tracy, and what I have learned as well. There is a reaping for that sometimes, or a harvest for that sometimes we don't go back and pick up. Right? So we will do the sacrifice, but we won't go back and get the harvest. Does that make sense? We will extend ourselves all type of ways, right? Believing God, but we won't go back and get the harvest. Like, for instance, you will, and I heard this clear as day one day. Our bishop was doing Bible study, and I kept saying, you know, when you sow, God will give it back to you. When you sow, seed time and harvest, seed time and harvest, seed time and harvest. You sow and you give and you tithe, and the windows of heaven are open, and etc. And I recently heard this again, and I feel the presence of the Lord. And y'all hang in here with me. So I heard it in Bible study, and it was just like, it was an epiphany. Now, I have been in church all my life, and then most of my adult life I have been saved. That's when I fully committed at 19, and I was in college. And when I was in college, I was like how I am now. Like, I was at church. I was doing, one of my churches that I went to, they had revival Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 a.m. From 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I was there, literally as a college student, 20 years old, going to revival at 6 in the morning. Who does that while they're away at college? My mama wasn't there. Nobody was making me. So all of that, right? But in Bible study one day, Bishop said something, and it made me think. He said, when you sow, there is supposed to be a harvest, right? And that harvest comes in different ways. It comes sometime in the form of an idea. Like, you've sold your money, God gives you an idea for a business, an idea for a t-shirt, an idea for a mug, an idea for a lip gloss, an idea to go in business with a beauty company that you didn't even know you would be able to sell products like this, right? So this is how your money is going to come back to you, overflowing, shaking down, pressed together, all that good stuff, right? But if we never act on the ideas, if we never give God a vehicle, we were talking about that yesterday, a vehicle to get the money to us, it's just sitting there. It's just, we have to learn how to, that was in one of my journals. We have to learn how to harvest. We know how to sow. We know how to sacrifice. We know how to be faithful. Now We have to learn how to harvest. Yes, God, you have to learn how to harvest. You have to learn how to put those ideas to work that God gave you without fear. Because those are the gifts, those are the ideas that He's giving you to multiply your gifts. Those are the things that He's giving you. He's giving you vehicles for money to come through your hand. But if we keep saying, if we keep looking, and I'm not trying to be funny, because I've gotten checks in the mail that I ain't know where they came from. And they said, "Oh, we owed this to you." Like I literally got a refund check one day, and it was for $1,000, and I was like, I called. I was like, y'all sent me a check. Y'all don't owe me any money. No, Miss Leftwich, it's on our records. You put down money on so and so date or whatever, and this is your refund because you never came and bought your stuff. But so I believe in the miraculous. I believe in checks in the mail. I believe God can cancel your debt. People around here saying He can't. Yeah, He can if He wants to. He can lay heart favor on somebody. Somebody could be mad at. Let me tell you something. While we there, I remember, and I was thinking about this the other day. Long story short, we had got an apartment, me and my roommate in college. We had moved out to Delaware, and we were radical. We were like radical. I'm gonna pray, and God gonna tell me where to go get my furniture today. Like I'm talking about like that, like that. And so we prayed, and we were like, okay, God said we're gonna go get our furniture today. I said, okay, we're gonna go get our furniture today. So we in the car. Lord, where should we go? When I tell you, I'm not lying. Y'all can laugh, but I'm not lying. Where we gonna go? So we sit there at the light, make a left. All right, let's make a left. We go down. Where we gonna go from here? I don't know. You heard God say something? Nope. She just driving. I ain't hear God say nothing either. So we sitting there. Oh, well, make a right. I remember we out here in the sticks. Anybody know anything about Delaware? It ain't. If you get a little further out the city, it ain't no lights and all that other stuff. Lo and behold, we out here in the sticks somewhere. Don't look like nobody's out here. We make a left or right and all this other stuff. Make another left and boom, a furniture store looks like it is in the middle of a cornfield. So we go and go in here. We get our furniture. We get these full size beds. And back then, that's when the canopy awnings were in style and all that other stuff. So we get bedroom furniture, all that stuff. We get it delivered, and I think it was about $1,100 or $1,200, right, each. So we have the receipt. We never got a bill. So one day I was like, it's like been 2 or 3 months. They haven't billed us. We need to pay. They might try to come repossess this furniture, all that stuff like that. Right? What am I trying to say? We called the furniture people. Guess what? The lady who worked that day, who handled our account, who handled our financing, got mad. And she quit that day. And she ripped up all the information, all the sales she did that day, she destroyed it. So what am I saying? Did God cancel the bill? No, God did not cancel the bill. But He led us to a person that was going to be frustrated that day, who ripped up everything that she did in sales that day and quit. I'm just saying. Y'all can say what y'all want, but it worked out in my favor. But you have to learn how to harvest. You have to learn how to harvest. And how do you harvest? You follow the instructions. I could have just titled this Follow the Instructions. You learn how to harvest by following the instructions, building a business, writing the book, doing the work that God has for you without fear. Like, why are we so fearful to tell somebody I sell makeup, or, oh, come on my live, or you have a life-changing solution in your mouth, right? You have the words of the Lord in your mouth to change someone's life. You have the best makeup on the block. You have the best lip gloss, the best matte lipstick. You have the best hoodies and the t-shirts, and you are the best nonprofit writer in the whole state. Why are we quiet about it? Because we've been taught how to be quiet. We've been taught to muzzle it down. We've been taught to promote others and be quiet. But the truth is, God has a purpose for you. If He just wanted you to back somebody else up for the rest of your life, He wouldn't have given you your own purpose. And your purpose may be to support leadership, or support the CEO, or to support X, Y, and Z. But if that is your purpose, then you need to walk in that full head on and multiply and make that position your own and fully live in it. Like fully live in it with no regrets. This is what I do. I'm not the head baker, but I'm the assistant baker. I'm not the head chef, but I'm the sous chef or the executive chef. But I'm the best executive chef because the executive chef in my life, being the sous chef in my life, is priority in my life. So I'm going to be the best assistant to the first person who you have ever met. Right? Because when you go home, the chef ain't with you. When you go home, the bishop's not with you. So you can't bring you bring your miserable soul into your home talking about, I don't know what to do. I can't redecorate because what? You can't redecorate. You can't get a new job. You can't pay your bills. Why? Because you're feeding someone else's vision. That's not what God meant by that. That's not what he meant by help someone else and I'll help you. That's not what he meant by that. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that God won't tell you to sacrifice and really do that because our life is a life of sacrifice. But doing your own, how can I hope y'all getting what I'm saying. Because I don't want nobody to say, well, Martha said I'm not supposed to help the bishop, because that's a lie. Because y'all know I'm right there with the bishop, with my church, with my family. If you need me, I'm coming. If Tracy need me, I'm coming over there where she at in Brooklyn. Or if Cola need me, I'm driving and I'm getting in the car and I'm going to PA. So I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, you still, with all of this going on, your purpose is still a priority in your life. And you have to follow instructions that God gave you for your life. Because the truth is, when you follow the instructions and the purpose that God gave you for your life, then every person you help is better off. If I build a business and it becomes a multi-million-dollar business and $1 billion business, don't you think my church is going to be blessed? Don't you think my family is going to be blessed? Don't you like come on. We do stuff the hard way in the name of sacrifice. Well, we just need to just break that down and be like, all right, I'm going to spend 2 hours with you and then I'm going home because I have to build this. Whew. I hope y'all hearing what I'm saying and not what I'm not saying. Because some people are running and be like, oh, I'm leaving my church because I got to do me. I never said do you. I said do God's purpose. There's a difference. Doing you has a modality, a mode of self. But when you do God's purpose, it's selfless. When you do God's purpose, sometimes you don't even want to do God's purpose, and it's for you. It's for you. It's for your destiny. It's for your prosperity. Do you realize doing God's purpose for your life is for you? Then you can do everything that you need to do. Like the other day, I said, I was kind of not nervous, but I was just like, wow, I could really sleep late. Like I could get up, get on the prayer line, go back to sleep. I could stay up all night if I want to. I don't have a job to clock into. I said, do you know how many years I prayed for something like this? So I have to learn how to manage this well, increase my income even more so I don't have to go back to the 9 to 5. Like I got people calling me every day. The school system is calling me literally like every day, are you available? And I'm like, I'm grateful, but I don't want to go back to that because I done got a taste of walking in purpose. When I can get up, if there's an emergency at the church, I can go. You understand what I'm saying? If somebody needs me now, I can go. Why? Because now I'm walking in purpose. So I don't. Did y'all just get that? Did y'all just feel me on that? Because before it would have been like a struggle. Oh no, let me call out. Oh no, let me see if I have enough time. Oh no, let me see if I can do this or that. But now that I'm working in purpose, I'm actually available to help the way I need to help. Woo. My dad does that when he preaches. Woo. Right? So it's like Right. A taste of walking in purpose. And it's like you don't want to get that up. I promise you get a taste of that thing and you're like, I said, Lord, I'm just gonna have to pray. I'm just gonna have to I am learning how to manage my time better though. You know, you can't sleep all day, but I'm not gonna run back out to where I just prayed myself out of. Right? I'm not gonna run myself back to that quote unquote security blanket that I just like. And don't get me wrong, I have a job now, but they're not requiring me to come in. So it's remote. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Like God is strategically setting things up for us to walk in the purpose, to fully walk in it. And so when you get a taste of it, when it comes, it's like, oh, so this is what it's like to run my own business or run my own schedule or quote unquote, let the ravens feed me in famine. Let me depend on God for provision without a known check date coming, without a direct deposit coming. So I'm working, but it's not a lot of hours. It's not like what I would have made if everything was open again, or what I could make right now if I go back to the school district, right? But at the same token, it's like the fact that I can say every single day money comes to me and money comes, or I can say money comes to me now and I put my hands to work and write an ebook, or I put my hands to work and sell some makeup, or put my hands to work and a course sells that day. My only thing now is, Lord, how do I make this permanent? How do I scale this so that it takes over everything? So I can continue to come on at midnight, right? And not have to worry about if I'm going to be late for work tomorrow. So I can continue to maybe come on at 6 in the morning, or do the prayer call at 12 in the afternoon. Right? And so even like I worked for the church for a few years so I could do the prayer call. But then when I didn't work for the church anymore, God still allowed me to have a job where I could do the 12 noon prayer call. Like, how does that really work? But that happens when you're walking in purpose. So it was almost like, well, I can't. Well, what time do you want me to be there? What time is my lunch? Can y'all turn that down? Sam! Sam! Arthur! I don't know what. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just yelling. All of a sudden, the TV just got very, very loud. Sorry, I don't even know if y'all can hear that, but I can hear it. Right. Learn how to manage your time and balance your life. Absolutely. Tracy says she need to speak with you, Tracy. Tracy and Tracy. All right, it's cool. So that I don't want to get too distracted. I got to get to bed. But yeah. So all of this to say, follow the instructions that God give you. Follow the instructions, right? So you don't have to rush anything that God is doing because his timing is perfect. But you do have to be in the flow of his timing, if that makes sense. You don't have to rush it. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm going to go do this. And you ain't got to rush it. But you do have to be in the flow of it. If he said do this, then do it. If he said write the books, write the books. If he said operate the business, even, you work in your job, whatever. Like I have my job, we work remotely, we sign in, we get paid, that whole type of thing. It has not conflicted with what I'm doing, right? So I get a couple of dollars from them and I can still run my business as well. And I still have my time freedom, right? So you have to, don't be in a rush to just go back to the norm, especially after this pandemic, please. Ain't nothing normal. We wear masks everywhere. Ain't nothing normal. Please, bye. Girl, bye. Where Denise Wade at? Girl, bye. That's how she say it. Girl, bye. Right. Seize the day. Take the moment that you're in. And yeah, I just said, don't rush it. Take this moment and build. Build. That's what I'm working on. My next project is build. Y'all gonna hear about that before the end of this year. Build. You have to build. And sometimes when you're building, you're taking off layers. Whew, God, I thank you. Taking off that old man, taking off those old thoughts, right? Taking off those old ways of thinking and building what God has for you. God, I thank you. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. You're actually taking off because sometimes it's almost like I could see. It's almost like life puts so much on you, right? And it's like, say if you have jacket after jacket after jacket, disappointment, regret, frustration, mommy's this and daddy issues and all of this stuff. And then when God gives you, you see God's purpose for your life, you realize that everything you have on is too heavy. So you got to start peeling back layers, taking things off. Like, mommy loved me, but I got to do what God said. Daddy had issues, but it's okay. I still got to do what God said. And you start taking off these layers from your own self. And this is not something that it's not really something that you even have a conversation with, like your best friend or even your husband. It was, for me, it was a conversation that I had with God that it was just like layers were being taken off of my mind and off my heart to really get to the bottom and say, Wanza, what is it that you really want? And what is it that God really has for you? It's time to uncover, right? It's time to really be honest and get to what you see that God has shown you for yourself and not be afraid of it and work it into the other areas of your life because it's been smothered by everything, the 9 to 5, the expectation of the family, even the expectation that you have put on yourself. And I'm here to tell you that all those things may be valid, but it's still not an excuse not to do what God has called you to do. And when I learned that, I began with God to help me uncover to help me uncover, to help me build. I feel like crying, so I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna get off here because I really do feel like crying. I feel like having a moment with God because I know that what I'm working on is beyond me. And if I can encourage you tonight to know that sometimes what you're working on is so big, right? And it's so beyond you, but He has equipped you to do it. So sometimes you may feel like that you're not good enough. You may feel like you don't know enough. You may even feel like I don't know how this is going to happen. But I encourage you to really, really just hang in there and continue to believe God. Just really, really, really just dig down deep and continue to believe God. Like really. Because for one, God, I thank you. I love you too, Tracy Lee. For one, you don't have anything to lose. You don't have anything to lose. You don't have anything to lose. I'm telling you, I really feel like, and God is faithful. God is faithful. God is faithful. You don't have anything to lose. Thank you, Tracy. Tracy always puts up my Cash App. If you want to sow, if you want to give, you can. I'm telling you, I feel like crying. I'm not sad, but no, I'm not sad. So there's no but. But I'm telling you, I feel for my brothers and my sisters. I feel for you if you have been one that has been overlooked, even by your own self. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you understand that. Like, I have conversations with myself. Um, to be gifted but still feel overlooked, to be faithful and still feel overlooked, but to know that God loves you though, but couldn't quite put your finger on it. Like, why isn't it working for me? Like, Lord, what am I missing? And then when he begins to reveal himself, it is so precious that it's like you don't even want to have a conversation about it with someone else because your heart is so it's like in tune with God. It's like going in the bathroom at work and almost having a meltdown. Anybody ever had that? Like, it just seemed like it was too much, but it's not a meltdown. It's just the love that you feel from God saying it's going to be okay. I understand where you are. It's nothing to be ashamed of, to regret. Um, Even if you feel like you lost time, all those different things, but God is so faithful. God is so faithful. Like, he is so faithful. He is so faithful. He is so faithful. He is so faithful. So you guys be encouraged. Follow his instructions. Follow what he's telling you to do. At any moment, it can just break out in your life. And I'm the type, I believe that it already broke out. It's already done. What he's going to do for you was established from the day, from the foundation of the earth. So you don't have to worry, you don't have to fear, you just have to keep going, keep walking, keep producing, keep loving, keep building, keep stretching and believing, right? And yeah, right. He hasn't forgotten you. He hasn't forgotten any of us. So I'm gonna go. I got an early morning. Thank you for joining me. I usually take the weekends off. I think my bishop is going to be on tomorrow at midnight, so I won't be on. If he comes on, I'm not going to be on because I'm going to be watching him. And right, establish me and settle me. You guys be blessed. Build your businesses. If you are interested in any of the courses that I have, you can always go to my website, which is wanzaleftwich.org. If you want to partner with me, I am on a winning team in the beauty company called Bellamy. If you like more information, if you like to purchase a lip gloss, skin products, our hydrating skin products is what I'm highlighting this week, our facial cleanser and a moisturizer. Please do so. Reach out to me, inbox me. I'll send you the link where you can get that. But I love you guys. Have a good night. Good night, Tracy Lee. You're welcome. Good night, Tracy Hines. Good night, Tanasia and Oprah. And if I missed your name, good night. Have a good night, everyone. All right. Talk to you soon. God bless.